This is my Cuban oregano, but as we call it, broadleaf thyme. It's time for a trim. So you want to cut right above where you see some new growth. Like in this instance, you would just cut right above those new growth. And you just keep going around and cut everywhere that you see that new growth. Now this one was a little bit big and there's a tinier growth above it, so I'm going to cut right above that. And you just want to make sure it's a nice clean cut, and these plants are so easy to propagate, you don't have to do much. These are all the stems I got off, so now we're going to trim back the leaves. And you want to try not to damage the new growth that's happening in between the leaf and the stem, so you just go around nice and slow and take off all the extra. I like to leave 2 leaves on the top just because it looks pretty. These are what we're left with after we've trimmed off all the leaves. These stems will grow into roots just as long as they're in soil. This one is also short enough that I'm not going to cut it more. Same thing for this one. Now these longer ones, they're a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut them into shorter ones. Now you want to cut in between the new growths, but you want to cut as close to the new growth on the bottom as you can, because this entire stem here will turn into roots, so you want to put that into the soil. And I'm just going to cut in between each of these just because they're so long and they'll be a successful plant that way. Now that we have all of these cut, we're going to work on our soil. You want to get some moist soil, and then you're just going to pop those right in. Put it as far down as you like. I try to put it as far as possible, so that way you have more room for root growth. The longer pieces I put in the middle just because it's better that way, and you put the shorter pieces around. And you go around filling this up as much as you can. You don't want to crowd them too much, but you definitely want to give them enough space that they can grow. Now you have a pot of herbs, and you have some that you can use.